The NFL season's officially over. I have a lot of potential content ideas because I really like sports. I like talking about football. I like talking about basketball. I think I know a thing or two. So today we're going to be doing a quarterback tier list, ranking the quarterbacks who I think is better based off current information, especially going into the next season. So, as you can tell, we're starting off very easily, very objectively. The top spot is Patrick Mahomes. There is no, and I mean no argument for anybody else being on the same tier of Patrick Mahomes. I know people are going to overreact. I know the haters are going to be loud. But I will not have any respect for your football opinion if you think that there's other quarterbacks on Patrick Mahomes' tier. Like there's two quarterbacks. There's one other quarterback on the Mahomes tier, and that's Tom Brady. Everybody else, they're just filler. So, with that said, that's enough glaze for Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about the rest of the quarterbacks because there's some really good and very interesting quarterbacks to talk about. So, tier two, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. And I will be ordering it because I'm not a wuss. This is my order, but if you have certain players above others, I don't care that much because they're in the same tier. There's an argument for any one of them. Personally, I have Joe Burrow as the second best quarterback. I have had Joe Burrow as the second best quarterback since 2022. Honestly, nothing has changed regarding Joe Burrow in my personal opinion. I think he is an amazing quarterback. Now, he doesn't have the physicality, he doesn't have the speed of Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. What I favor when it came to Joe Burrow compared to those two is I think he has better pocket presence. I think he has better touch. I think he has better accuracy. I think he can make any throw that Josh Allen can, but Josh Allen has a stronger arm with less mistakes. He's more of an efficient quarterback for the most part. And on top of that, I think he can read the field faster. I think he can analyze the field faster. And I think his pre-snap reads are better. So there's just a lot of things in Joe Burrow's toolbox that I favor. But if you favor the things that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen has, I don't really care that much. You can have it. That's fine with me. I'm not mad at it. Josh Allen's number 3 for me. Lamar Jackson's number 4. I don't need to make the argument for those two quarterbacks. All right, so let's move on to tier 3. This is where it starts getting interesting. The top 4 is consensus objective. We all know who the top 4 are. What order? It can be questionable. Top 4. Tier 3. Matthew Stafford, I've been saying for a very long time, is the 5th best quarterback in the NFL. I know the Jalen Hurts hype. I understand the Jalen Hurts hype. If you have him as the 5th best quarterback, again, I don't really care that much. I personally don't. Personally, I feel like based on how I am able to conceptualize and contextualize Jalen Hurts' game, I personally don't think he is a top 5 quarterback. I think the Super Bowl did not show anything to me that I didn't already know. I actually was caping for Jalen Hurts on the Open Field podcast show when people were disrespecting him, saying that certain quarterbacks are better than him, like Jared Goff. And I was like, we've seen Jared Hurts play. We know he has really good skill set. I've always said he had a great deep ball. And then he threw an amazing deep ball pass to Devontae Smith. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, this is the greatest. Like, he's always had that in the toolbox. He's always had the physicality. The thing is, in the last 2 years, his ability to make quick decisions was heavily flawed. That was dropping him very quickly down the rankings. In the Super Bowl, he fixed that up. He was making some quick reads. But we can't leave the context that he has amazing receivers where sometimes he could just throw it up to A.J. Brown and he makes a play. And that he has an amazing offensive line that is able to let him just chill in the pocket. Ultimately, Jalen Hurts finally did what I have been expecting from him. He played at a top 10 level and he was able to meet the expectations of such an elite team. He has finally done it. And he did it in the grandest stage of them all, that being the Super Bowl. So, Jalen Hurts is not top 5 to me. Number 5 is Matthew Stafford. Number 6 is Jaden Daniels. You may be saying, oh, this is too soon. He's a rookie. Unless he just becomes a different quarterback, all together entirely, there's nothing that I've seen in this game that's not going to translate moving forward. He has the speed, he has the awareness, he has the touch. He's able to make quick reads, and he's able to make the big plays down the field. He has it all. Sometimes you can tell when a quarterback is playing a simplified offense but is able to dominate from it. Jaden Daniels, I don't think, is one of those quarterbacks. He's number 6 to me. CJ Stroud's number 7 to me. I know it was a down season, but he still was winning games. He still was clutch when he needed to be, despite all the turmoil on that team and the offensive line being very much terrorists. And in the playoffs, he played very good, not only against the Chargers, but against the Chiefs. He did. If you watch the film, CJ Stroud played spectacularly. CJ Stroud is a very good quarterback and a very clutch and a great playoff performer. Justin Herbert has all the talent and skills in the world. Finally, people are stop overrating this dude. They were putting him in conversations I don't think he deserved to be in when it came to the top 5 discussion. But now he's been humbled a little bit. I think these quarterbacks are better than Justin Herbert. I think he was my 6th best quarterback. He fell to be like my 8th best quarterback. It is what it is. The skill set is there. Well, when it matters most, this is why I've been calling him a choke artist since 2021. When it matters most, he freezes up, he tenses up, he makes boneheaded decision, or he's too conservative. He needs to figure that out in the game. He needs the composure. He needs to be able to understand situations much better. It's all up here. He has everything else. This needs to be better. Jalen Hurts. He's my number 9. If you want to put Hurts in front of Herbert, I'm fine with. I hate playing this game, but there's really nothing for me when it comes to Hurts and Herbert that is much different. And I think Herbert is obviously more talented. I don't think Hurts honestly has this much better than Herbert. I think in terms of being able to be clutch, you could say Jalen Hurts is a better in general. I think that's fine to say, but I've also seen Jalen Hurts choke the bed and get saved by his amazing team. So he hasn't had that standout moment for me to say, I trust you when the chips are on the line. So I put Jalen Hurts. I put Jalen Hurts behind Justin Herbert. I personally do. And I'm now, after I talked it through, I low-key want to put Jalen Hurts maybe above Justin Herbert. Those two are interchangeable for me. I honestly have no strong opinion. But I'll just leave it at that. Number 10 is Jordan Love. Great talent, can make a lot of different throws, needs to stop and clean up the mistakes, but he's an amazing quarterback. Top 10 solidified. A lot of talent in the top 10. This is a great top 10 in my personal opinion. Let's go to the next tier. All right. Tier 4. A lot of names in Tier 4. A lot of names. Shout out my green screen. It's kind of making me, I'm going to shrink myself a little bit. A lot of names. So 11, I ended up putting Jared Goff. I mean, his success speaks for itself. Dak Prescott, number 12. Aaron Rodgers, I said, fine, I'll just keep him. 13. He made a lot of mistakes. He did not play that good this year. I don't care what the stats say. He was missing throws, the miscommunication, the choking at end of games. But he's still Aaron Rodgers. Trevor Lawrence, 14. All the talent. He's a bit rattled, but we've seen him peak really high, and then his lows are really low. So he fluctuates too much in terms of how good he is. I'll leave him there. Kyler Murray, I know the Cardinals were better than expected in terms of their team. Kyler Murray did not play that well. And I think he did a lot of bad things on the football field. Now, I'm not one of those people who thinks like Kyler Murray held back Marvin Harrison and that Kyler Murray is the reason why Marvin Harrison wasn't the best receiver in the game. I'm not one of those people, but objectively looking at Kyler Murray's game, looking at his ability to make certain throws because of his size, looking at him holding onto the ball too long to try to make a play and not being able to succeed, looking at him, honestly, his ability to scan the field is not as good as you want it to be, and making some really bad decisions. Kyler Murray is still a great quarterback, top 15, but he's drop for me. Baker, I think, has impressed a lot of people. He played really good football for the last 2 years. There's an argument he could be even higher than Kyler, and he could be higher than Trevor. For now, I'm not going to do that, but if you made the argument, I wouldn't be too upset. Brock Purdy, good quarterback on a good team. He's a quarterback that you can win with. Not much to say. Geno Smith has been playing some good football. His offensive line was really bad this recent year, and Tua has propelled a elite, historic offense in the NFL. His ability to put the ball in certain spots, his ability to have control of such a complex offense. I think people just need to respect Tua. All right, let's move on to the next tier. Tier 5. Sam Darnold. I know he had an amazing year, but I'm not fooled. And that's why he got exposed in the playoffs. Great weapons, great defense, or really good offense, really good defense, and really good coaches. He had everything. He's not that good. He is tier 5. If he does another year, then we might be talking about the next Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield. But I've seen a lot of bad from Sam Darnold for me to just change my beliefs just because of 1 year and then him shitting the bed on when it mattered the most. Not me. Next, we got Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix played very, very well. I think he played extraordinarily well in the Sean Payton offense. I think they had a really good defense and a really great offensive line. Bo Nix can honestly be a potential top 15 quarterback by next year, giving better offensive weapons and a better run game. Bo Nix surprised a lot of people. He had a terrible start of his rookie year, but finished strong. Drake May, all the talent. He is like Justin Herbert, where all the talent is there. He just needs to clean it up here. And the team needs to be better to help him manifest what he could be, right? From what we're seeing, sometimes he holds on to the ball too long. Sometimes he makes bad mistakes. But we know it's not a great situation. And we know that he has all the talent. He can make all the throws. He's a great runner, surprisingly. He has great talent. Bryce Young. He graduated from being a terrible quarterback to being a really good up-and-coming young quarterback. A really good one. Bryce Young had an amazing second half of the year. He surprised a lot of people. And if he keeps this up, he's really going to make some conversations very uncomfortable with other quarterbacks that are compared to him. Well, we have to see. Sample size of his bad and his highs, very different. When he's not playing for anything, he's very good. When he's playing for something, he's very bad. So we need to kind of clean that up. Caleb Williams, he had moments. Caleb Williams is very teachable, I think. I think he adjusted pretty well to the new offense. My thing is his touch down the field and his deep balls were dog water. And I think he held onto the ball way too long. But the traits and the skills and the talent is there. I'm expecting Caleb Williams to make a leap next year, especially with Ben Johnson. All right. Almost done. Next tier quarterbacks, tier 6. Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins' injury is holding him back because before the injury, Kirk Cousins was a borderline top 10 quarterback. Because of the injury, he's definitely fell, and I have to be honest with it. He had a good year in moments. He had bad year in moments. I do think it doesn't help that his kicker was selling him, that the defense was selling him, and that the coach was selling him. However, I can't deny the bad moments were bad. I don't know what happened, but Kirk Cousins is an older quarterback, mobility issues coming off an injury. Derek Carr, very similar. Honestly, I do think Derek Carr played better than people expected, and people are saying he actually played pretty good football. He's coming off an injury, which is concerning. His chemistry with his teammates, also concerning, and sometimes he does boneheaded plays. So Derek Carr is a weird quarterback where he's good, but it's shaky. It's volatile, right? Older quarterbacks that are having a very short leash moving forward. All right. I think it's time for me to move this up. All right, let me move the black screen away altogether. Okay. Tier 7. Russell Wilson, AR, and Justin Fields. Russell Wilson can do some things. AR can do some things. Justin Fields can do some things. AR is the most disappointing quarterback on this tier maker, probably. It's very unfortunate to see how he went from his rookie year with those first 4 games to falling so bad where his accuracy was disgusting, where his decision-making was disgusting. It just wasn't good to see. But he has talent. But he also has injury issues. He has talent. He made arguably the best throw in football this year. He has the athleticism to make anybody miss and anybody fall down if you try to tackle him. Justin Fields, amazing athlete. Played pretty well in the beginning of the season. Pretty well. Nothing spectacular, but pretty well. And Russell Wilson played pretty well in the same system. But Russell Wilson was obviously better. AR and Fields, their year's not over. Russell Wilson will be a solid bridge quarterback for whatever team he joins. Tier 8, the quarterbacks who were bad. These are bad quarterbacks. Jameis Winston, he's a bridge. I honestly could have put Jameis Winston tier 7. I could have. I didn't. Because this guy, he makes way too many mistakes. He puts the ball in harm's way too often. Aiden O'Connell's not good. Gardner Minshew's not good. Will Levis is not good. Deshaun Watson's not good. Bad quarterbacks. And the last tier, the rookie tier, unproven yet tier. We have Michael Penix. Didn't have enough of a sample size to put anywhere on this tier. Spencer Rattler, 2. I'm not going to grade them based off this small sample size. Then we have, obviously, all the rookie quarterbacks. Cam Ward, Shador, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, Will Howard, Riley Leonard. And there's one more quarterback that I'm missing. I don't remember the last one's name. I don't know why I can't think of it top of my head. But this quarterback class is not great. At the very least, I'll give you my expectations for these 4. Penix next year could be in tier 5 for sure. Spencer Rattler, tier 7. Cam Ward, okay. I'm gonna imagine he goes to a good situation like the New York Giants. New York Giants Cam Ward could be a tier 5. Shador, I actually really like Shador. Personally, I think he has a lot of great skills. I think Shador, for me, even though Cam Ward has better skill set, stronger arm, all that stuff, I think Shador is a better quarterback. I think Shador could be a tier 4 quarterback. Personally, out the gate, I think Shador and the New York Giants could be a tier 4 quarterback. I honestly believe that. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video of my quarterback tiers. Of course, I didn't do the tier. I already did it, and then I just explained all my logic. Again, if you want to replace any quarterback in the same tier, I don't really care that much. Just make the argument. But if you think a quarterback should be on a different tier, then I'm going to wholesomely disagree. I'm looking at these quarterbacks. Unless you glaze the crap out of this season only, then sure, Sam Darnold can go up, but I'm not doing that. And you're not selling me on that. Other than that, maybe Jameis Winston to tier 7, but the mistakes is disgusting. So with that said, let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. You have a good one. Take care. Peace.